Good morning and welcome to the Saturday morning ritual. As much as being prepared is helpful, it just isn't realistic. And there are going to be times when we find ourselves unprepared. Today, let's have a conversation about being unprepared. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Whenever I was a kid, my Saturday morning ritual was watching cartoons. Hi, Misty. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Um, but now my Saturday morning ritual looks kind of like this, and I do my ritual. I take time to reflect on the prior week and to set strategies for the week ahead. And I like to do it kind of as a group and a community because two heads are better than one, of course. So this is just a place where you can celebrate your successes, grow from your challenges, keep you accountable and committed to your goals, feel supported along the way, develop and hone your self-awareness, and just, have a good time. I hope you have a good time by joining in on the Saturday morning ritual. So let's go ahead and let's get started with our wonderful Saturday morning ritual. One second. Of course, stop. Hold on. Is this it? No. Hold on. 1 second, please, while I try and figure this out. Now is it doing it? Come on. You're supposed to do it. Oh, come on. It's not sharing my thing. Share. There we go. Okay. We're going to go back. Hold on. Here we go. So much more than who we are. We can. Knee deep in while the world just falls apart. At the rise above it all. We can. Yay. I told you guys I was unprepared. I told you. So, bear with me today as we do this wonderful unprepared version of Saturday morning ritual. I thought to myself, maybe you should cancel. But then I was like, but you don't want to cancel. It's your ritual to do this. It's important to me. It's very important to me that I'm here and that I do the Saturday morning ritual. So canceling wasn't an option, even though I am not the most prepared. So just bear with me here. Bear with me. So we're talking about being unprepared, and I want to take a minute and think about just that. What comes to mind when you think about being prepared in terms of your weight loss? Before we think about that, really quick, we're going to do the brain-body connection because I feel like the moving the brain or moving the body anyway, that is, helps with so many things. It just gets your blood flowing, helps all those, neural pathways to fire and get you going. When your blood is pumping in your body, your brain is working so much better. So we have to do the mind-body connection. You guys can move your body in whichever way feels good for you. Follow me or don't, or sit there and stare at the screen and think, man, that girl is a freaking nutcase. Whatever. Floats your boat. That's what we're going to do today. Yay. Come on, let yourself be free. And of course, the more what makes you happy. Come on, your body. Only settle for the best. Live your life with no regrets. Come on, your body. Come on, your body. There's no fire when I smoke. I ain't letting you go. I can see you buzzing like you can't say no. There's no fire when I smoke. I ain't letting you go. Come on, let yourself be free. Be the best that you can be. Come on, your body. Come on, your body. Only settle for the best. Live your life with no regrets. Come on, your body. Come on, your body. Come on, let yourself be free. Be the best that you can be. Come on, your body. Come on, your body. Only settle for the best. Live your life with no regrets. Come move your body. Hey, come move your body. Yay! So much fun to move our bodies early in the morning. Yay! I'm gonna get in trouble because my husband is sleeping right below me. My chair is really loud when I roll it on the floor, and plus jumping around is loud too. So it's gonna be like, what were you doing up there? Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. So we're gonna talk about in just a second. We're gonna think about being unprepared. What does that mean for you, to you? What is being unprepared? How has it affected you in your life? How has being prepared? I don't know. Think about it for a minute. Let's chat about it in the comments for just a minute, and then we'll be back and we're going to talk about he should be used to my ritual, right? I agree. He should be used to my ritual. Anyway, let's think about being
If only I could build a tower, pierce right through the clouds, saxophones at every hour. Who hasn't heard of me now? Then will I have had enough of trying to keep myself real tough? Will I ever settle down, steady even when it gets loud? When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? If only I could find a way to put an angel on your shoulder, tell you true things every day. By the time you get older, maybe it could be enough. You don't have to be so tough. Maybe you could settle down, happy with the way it is now. When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? When will it ever be enough?
So did you get it all written down? Did you write down what being unprepared means to you, how it has helped you or hindered you in the past? Let's talk about it. But first, we're going to talk about our successes. My favorite part is talking about our successes. What successes did you have this past week? We did, not even kind of, it actually happened. It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So we ended April in this past week. Did you have any major accomplishments in the month of April? Because we can kind of include in, protein wise. I'm having coffee so far. I have no idea what I'm going to have for breakfast because we are out of food. We have no food. It's all gone. Successes. We're celebrating our successes. So tell me what your successes are in the chat or leave them in the comments if you're watching the replay. I love to read everybody's comments. It fills my day with joy and it makes me happy, and we want to do more of what makes us happy. So help me out, baby. Help me be a happy person. So successes, that's where we're at. I successfully took the cat to the vet and she is fine. She does not have anything that Chance had, which is a blessing. Um, she was a good kitty at the vet, very, very much. Penny enjoyed being at the vet because she just got petted and she liked being petted. So, but she did not like the car ride. Talking about successes, ooh, yay. I started outside workouts and wearing my weighted vest on walks. Back to the outside workouts. That's good. I think you really, really enjoy your outside workouts. So I'm glad that you're back to doing those because things that bring us, just that make us happy, they're good for us. They boost our just our mental health. So I'm glad that you're back to your outside workouts. That's awesome. I had some success in this past week with making a commitment to step outside of my comfort zone. I had some success with my weight loss habits and et cetera, but those we don't cover here in Saturday Morning Ritual. You're going to have to watch my video. Hopefully I'll get it posted by Sunday night or tonight. I don't know. No idea when, but you have to watch that video in order to find out what my successes and my setbacks were. And he said hello. She's going to cover me in fur. Success. How did being prepared, of course, we got to tie this in, right? We got to tie it in. How did being prepared help you with that success? Like if your weighted vest was, in the bottom of a closet covered up by 900 other things, do you think that you would have wore your weighted vest? You wouldn't have been prepared. You probably wouldn't have done it. So being prepared helped out in some kind of way. So think about our successes and let's think about, don't forget, on my website, adventuresofdeanna.com, I have a little sheet that has the journaling prompts for today that you can download and you can, journal your little heart's desire, all the fun things. But we're going to journal about how did being prepared help our successes this week. So let's do that and I'll be back, hopefully cat free. Oh, that's not where we're at. That's not where we're at. That's where we're at. Baby, come on, let's go. So with our successes also comes setbacks. So we have to let go of our setbacks. Let's take a second. Did you have any setbacks this week that were because you were unprepared for things to come up in your life, unprepared as far as foods to eat, unprepared for the emotions that you were feeling? There's so many things that we can be unprepared to not meet expectations or unprepared to meet expectations. Oh, there's so many different various things. So did anybody have any setbacks this week that they would like to share, to get off their chest, to let go of? Because really, I find it so therapeutic and helpful to just get it off my chest, to talk about it, it just helps me with moving on process. So I want to be here for you if you're experiencing that kind of thing, to let you let go of it, to put it in the past so that you can be the amazing, awesome person that I know you are. That's what it's all about. So if anybody has any setbacks that they want to share with me, please do. I think I'm going to kind of on the whole month of April as a whole, I did not have, I'm like in my head thinking, was it just April? Yes, it was. Um, but I'm thinking about the whole month of April. And again, it's a cycle. It's a thing that I do. It's that I'm trying to, work on and grow and be better at. But my time management, my time management left me being a very high stepper at the end of the month. No spoilers here. But yeah, it led to some very, very high steps at the end of the month. If I wanted to get that goal that I have every single month of 370,000 steps, because, and I always get caught so off guard by the fact that I do that to myself. Like, oh, wow, how do we find ourselves here? Stress from the storms and a flare of my skin was a bit of a setback for good eating. I ate what I could. It always, you know yourself well. You know that that's, something that's going to happen. Ignored my alarms I have to set to remind me to take my 2 15-minute walks at work. So will it help if you move those alarms to, I don't know, just out of reach so that you have to get up? Maybe that is a next evolution of those alarms. Good morning, Cheryl. Welcome to the Saturday morning ritual. We're talking about our setbacks this week. Nobody likes it, but it's part of the process. How are we supposed to be prepared in the future if we don't reflect on what we were unprepared for in the past? Right? You with me? Are you with me? Okay, so let's talk about our setbacks. Write about our setbacks, because some of us, we don't really want to share publicly what our setbacks are. It's kind of, embarrassing or shameful or private, or yeah, we just don't want to share publicly. So let's take a minute and let's don't forget to hit the like button, and let's journal about or share in the chat what our setbacks for the weeks were and how being unprepared led to that.
Had great patience, but something knocked you out. You felt your limitations and filled your mind with doubt. You wanna stay chill right now and don't let your eyes off the prize. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said, see it in your mind, trust that, have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too. If not says who, yeah, you can make it too. If not says who, you can make it.
So awesome. Being unprepared. I am so sorry that you had a bad week, Miss Cheryl. I am so sorry that it was very emotional. Hopefully we can be prepared for and put it in the universe. We're going to have a good week this week. Being unprepared, I just want to say that it happens to the best of us. Life is constantly throwing us curveballs when we least expect it. It's just, I had some curveballs myself this past week. It can be a sudden plan of change. It can be an unexpected, like just simple thing, like a question in a meeting that throws you off, you know, your game. An impromptu situation. We can just being caught off guard in general. It can be a challenge, and we can be unprepared for it. It can be, I don't know, but sometimes the most interesting moments in our lives come from being unprepared. It's just like it's weird the way that the whole thing works. There's a thrill a little bit of those spontaneous moments. Do you think that do you think that you thrive whenever you are put into a situation like that, or not? Or is it more of a situation that makes you more nervous and not good? I am wearing my fabulous shirt that I worked on the car ride. You know how long it takes to put these beads on these like little things? It's probably like all of those to stick the little piece of to stick the little piece of fabric through the little hole and then tie the little knot. It it takes a lot of time, and I think I worked on it probably 3 or 4 hours. So don't be expecting to get these for Christmas gifts because I don't know that I could spend that much time um, doing them. But I absolutely love this shirt. I think it's so funny. I think it's fun, and it's so it makes me feel youthful and alive. And I am embracing things that make me feel smiley and good. Because life's too short not to. So anyway, as I say, thanks for noticing. Meal prep. Oh, do not thrive in spontaneity. I made some bad food choices this week too. I'm meal prepping this weekend though, so I think that will help me get back on track. Yes, being prepared. It's so because I don't thrive in being unprepared. I'm not the best person for spontaneity. I have difficulties with decision making sometimes, and I won't always make really good choices if I'm not prepared. So I like to be prepared because I know that whenever I do my best, I act my best, I am my best whenever I'm prepared. But it does teach us being unprepared. It teaches us a lesson about adaptability, quick thinking. It's a chance to test our problem solving skills and see how well we can navigate unfamiliar territory. And I really think that those are all really, really important skills that we want to have in life because we are always, always going to find ourselves unprepared for something at some point in time in life. So let's brainstorm together. What are the various reasons that we can find ourselves unprepared? What do you think are the ways that you can find yourself unprepared? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Tell me about it. Tell me about how you think that you could be unprepared. And the funny thing, while you guys put that in the chat, that I want to share with you is that this whole conversation came up because I was unprepared for today's live stream. I was like, I thought I had time to do it yesterday, and then our best couple friend, they came over last night, and I spent time with them, and then I slept 2 hours late this morning. I did not get up until 7, and I'm like, maybe I should just cancel the live stream. And I was like, no, you can't. It's too important. But sometimes I have everything all prepared like early in the week, like Monday or Wednesday. Sometimes I do it on Thursday, and sometimes I do it on Friday. You never know. I never got it done this week. So this morning when I woke up, I was unprepared, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? And then I was like, oh my God, why don't you just talk about being unprepared? Because this is how life is. It can have an impact on our weight loss. It's important. Let's talk about not having protein prepared makes things harder for me. Yeah, because if it's not there, so we know that our best, so that falls into the lack of planning category. And I think a lack of planning category can really, everyone can relate to a lack of planning. Your lack of planning for social situations, lack of planning for um, your regular routine and structure, a lack of planning regarding, when you can do X, Y, and Z. A lack of planning is huge. Um, Planning meals and snacks, that is so important because it helps us to not be so impulsive with our food and rely on convenient, less healthy options. Um, so that's, seriously one way. Lack of planning for when and where we're going to get our activity in. Lack of planning for when we are going to get our self-care in. When are we going to have some downtime? When are we going to get our rest? When are we going to have the social time that we need? Or when are we going to have that alone time that we need? All kinds of things that we need to plan for. And it's beneficial when we plan for them. Some other things, anybody else have any comments on how other ways that we can find ourselves unprepared? Anybody want to think of ways that we can find ourselves unprepared? So I think one way that we can find ourselves unprepared is if we just have a lack of knowledge, if we don't have enough information about nutrition or healthy habits, without just knowing some basics of calorie intake, portion control, balanced nutrition. It's really easy to stumble whenever we're trying to lose weight. So getting just that basic knowledge is important. Definitely. Lack of sleep does make, not getting enough sleep. Sleep is so important. Whenever you don't get enough sleep, everything is a little bit different. Everything is a little bit off. It can leave you running late, running behind, making bad decisions, not having enough time for the things that you plan to do, grouchy, grumpy, emotional whenever you don't get sleep. Planning for sleep is important. Oh, and don't you just hate those storms that wake you up in the middle of the night and then you can't go to sleep? And that's one of those things that you try to be prepared for, but sometimes it just throws you off. And that's whenever we have to learn about these skills about adaptability. Being mentally prepared. Oh, yes. Being mentally prepared is so huge. So we need to be mentally prepared for a lot of things. Social pressures, social gatherings, parties, outings can really can have a lot of unexpected challenges that come with them. So being mentally prepared for those, taking a minute to think about, okay, who are the people that are going to be here? How are they going to be? Is there anything that I think that they might say that isn't going to sit well with me? Because you know how people always want to be in your face about what is it that you're eating, or they say something about your progress or lack of progress or anything, or say you're too thin, you're getting too thin, or there's just so many things that people say. So these social pressures, or one little bite won't hurt you, always trying to, push more on you instead of letting you just be in charge of you. Being prepared for these social pressures is really, really, really important. It's also, along with these social pressures come emotional triggers. How many times have you been emotionally triggered because of gatherings and parties and outings and whatnot? If it catches you off guard and you don't have really good coping strategies for these emotional triggers, and you find yourself turning to food in response to stress or sadness or anger or whatever it may be, we just need to be prepared that sometimes that might come up in our life, and that how are we going to deal with that situation when it does? How are we going to deal with it? And it's one of those things that you kind of have to learn as you go. It's not always going to be just automatic. And I find it's funny how it changes over time. So there's always going to be something that you can't be 100% prepared. You can't be. People told my mama she was getting too thin. She put the weight back on, but told me this week she is ready to lose again. It's why can't I decide what feels good for me? And you do kind of, you hear it and you think about it and you're like, oh, maybe I am. And then you think about it again and you're like, oh, wait, but I know what's best for me. I know. It's exciting. Boy, is it exciting. So another thing that we need to be kind of prepared for is plateaus and setbacks. Weight loss is not a linear process. Plateaus, periods of slower progress, sometimes they're going to catch you off guard, and you just feel so unprepared on how to adjust to those things. So it's so funny how everybody knows. These are things that we experience. And yet when it happens to us, we're like, what happened? Why? I don't get it. And we just have to, self-compassion. I always talk about self-compassion. It's one of the biggest things. It happens to everybody. So we've kind of been talking about how to combat these situations, because it's always best to be prepared if we can. Not saying that we can, but in some situations we can. So we want to just educate ourselves on nutrition, portion sizes, healthy cooking techniques, plan ahead, prepare our meals. That's what we do here every week is we plan ahead. We take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, to just in our heads briefly think about the week ahead. Get our calendars out. Let's take a look at the calendar. Let's go open the pantry and the refrigerator and let's see what our, food stock looks like. Are we prepared? Are we prepared for what's going to happen? Are we prepared for the people that we're going to encounter mentally? You ever have those meetings with people where it's really important you take, 5, 10, 20 slow, deep breaths before you go deal with them so that you are ready? So we want to plan ahead for those things so that we're not impulsive, because a lot of times when we're impulsive, we're not making the best decisions and choices for us. We want to adapt. Yes, we want to adapt, and we want to develop coping strategies. We want to find alternative ways to deal with all of it. How can we deal with this? And, we want to reflect on, I tried this strategy. Did it work? Why do I think it didn't work? Was it because it's brand new to me and I'm practicing and it's just a skill I'm going to have to build up? Or was it just really the wrong strategy completely? That's a hard one to know. That comes with, trial and error. Some of these things we just got to keep practicing before we really know what is the best strategy for us, because everybody is so different. The way that we adapt is going to be different. Yeah, modify, adapt, and overcome. That's the whole kit and caboodle there. She's got it. Seek support. The best way is to seek support. Join a weight loss group. Work with a nutritionist. Enlist the support of friends and family so that you can stay accountable and informed. Hire a weight loss coach. Read up. Keep these conversations in your playlist. Things like, from all different, perspectives. It just helps you to be more prepared. And then most importantly, give yourself some self-compassion. Love yourself. Being unprepared it's gonna happen. That's life's adventure, is to say, oh, you thought it was gonna go this way. Ha 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 ha. I've got this in store for you instead. We're gonna be unprepared. How do we, as Misty says, modify, adapt, and overcome? So important. So what does Cheryl say? Things I have prepared beyond food prep. A go bag for Rick if we need to go to the hospital. A go bag for me to keep busy while we're there. Also certain exercises to be ready for when dialysis starts. Being prepared. That's like so amazing. People, has anybody ever, have you ever been into like the doomsday prepper stuff? Or are you a doomsday prepper? I just think that like being prepared, I joke about it all the time with my husband, like, oh, well, that'd be an awesome skill for me to learn if there was ever the apocalypse. Like, we're going to need to know how to do that. So I joke about it all the time, like being prepared for that kind of situation. But it's being prepared. It's being proactive, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with being proactive. I think it's a good strategy. Yeah, I agree. It is, when you're prepared, you're just going to handle the situation so much better when life throws you those curveballs, and you can learn from others. Like if you see some of the curveballs that your friends, your family, your acquaintances have had, you can kind of think about it. And what would I do if that happened to me? How would I handle a situation like that? What would I do? That does count. It does count. Definitely. Having a hurricane stash. Yes. Oh, you like being prepared for if the power is out, like for many, many days. Do you, have enough drinking water? Are you able to flush the toilet? Like little small things they're big. They're big. And you don't even have to just be in a hurricane zone to be prepared for things like that. We never know what Mother Nature is going to throw at you. Never. So having food in the pantry that fits into your goals, that doesn't require a refrigerator, very important. Very important. Oh my gosh, it's a really good time to talk about these kind of things, especially with all the storms that we've been having lately, and just they've been really bad, not good. So being prepared. And it goes beyond like food and time and exercise. It goes beyond that. It's like we could get really deep into the weeds on this one, couldn't we? So planning for the week ahead. What do you think you need to get prepared for? Just a regular traditional week? What does that entail? What are the basics for you in planning for your week ahead? Mine is going to the grocery store, looking at my schedule to see what events and things are happening that week, and making an outline of a food plan. Those are my basics for the week. Because my schedule is pretty routine, I don't have to really think too much about when is it I'm going to do my exercise. But I know some people's schedules fluctuate and they're not always able to be so routine with that. So they have to be more strategic and planning about things like that. Being prepared for the week ahead. Keep chicken, peanut butter, and other things that don't need power. Then if I don't use it, I can still eat it later. And like protein bars and all kinds of yummy things that we can keep on hand just in case, the bad stuff happens to us, because we don't want it to happen, but it's good to be prepared just in case. So let's think about our week ahead. Let's do some planning so we can be prepared, not be so caught off guard. And let's also think about what role has being prepared played in your weight loss, and do you think there is room for growth? And if you do think there's room for growth, how do you think that you can improve upon all of that? So let's think about that here for a second, and let's journal about it.
Took some time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind came to roam around. Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit. I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So follow me, I'm ready to go. I'll take the lead, I'm ready to go. Bumps in the road, many obstacles. When we fall, we get up and go, baby. The way they think is paradoxical. Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So follow me, I'm ready to go. I'll take the lead, I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go for the week? Have you gotten everything prepared? Are you prepared? We try and have like an emergency fund, savings, something for a rainy day or whatever, because we want to be prepared if, stuff happens. We want to be prepared in our weight loss too, whether it's for unexpected schedule changes, if it's for dealing with certain people, if it's for just the regular mundane everyday. Hello, Ron. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Caitlin. I forgot to call you out personally. We want to be prepared. That's the thing. But sometimes we do find ourselves unprepared and we just want to build up those skills so that we are better able to cope and handle those situations. So that was all our talk was aimed about for today because I found myself unprepared. So I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. But that's it for today. So I want you to stay curious, stay determined, and until next time, keep writing, keep exploring, and keep on losing those pounds. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye.
For the best, live your life with no regrets. Come move your body, hey, come move your body.
Mm. Mm.